Hello, everyone, and welcome to the City of Quincy Board of License Commissioners meeting today, March 8th at 4 p.m. I will read into the record the open meeting law in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, signed by Governor Charles D. Baker on June 16, 2021, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. The Board of License Commissioners will convene via remote conferencing on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022 at 4 p.m., airing on Quincy Access Television, QATV on Channel 9, Government Access. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Susan, if you could please call the roll.
Yes. Commissioner Castley.
Present.
Director Duca.
Present.
Chief Jackson. Chief Keenan.
Present.
Chair Crispo.
Present.
5 members.
We have a full quorum today, and we'll get started with agenda item number 1. Hearing regarding the request of Magic Bowl LLC doing business as Magic Bowl for a common victual license for the premise located at 1515 Hancock Street. The business is changing name and ownership from the current Quench Juicery. Proposed manager Marianne Asanu. Proposed hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. Marianne is on the call, perhaps.
I do not see him, Madam Chair. I was in touch with him and he was expected to be here.
Okay, why don't we go ahead onto agenda item number 2, and we can come back to 1 at the end of the regular agenda. Agenda item number 2, hearing regarding the request of Shajal LLC doing business as P&D Indian Street Food for a common victual license for the premise located at 17 Beale Street. Proposed manager Tony Patel. Proposed hours of operation are 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and closed on Tuesdays. Mr. Patel is on the call. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing at the P&D Indian Street Food store? You're on mute, Mr. Patel.
Sorry.
How are you?
Hello everyone. I'm good, thank you. P&D Street Food, it's Indian street food, and basically it's a warm and serve, heat it up and serve. And we have a little juice bar in the side as well, or organic. It's all vegan and vegetarian. No alcohol, sorry.
Okay, and do you have prior experience running a store?
Yes. I have 4 years of experience.
Okay, and are there going to be groceries in this store, or is this just a
No, just street food plus the juice and stuff.
food and juice?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions or comments from anyone on the Zoom call? Seeing none. Board members, any questions, concerns? Commissioner Castley.
Thank you. Just before you open, make sure you check in with our office so that our inspector can go by and go through the process with you.
Sure.
You're not going to be cooking at that location. It's just to sell food and groceries. Is that correct?
No groceries. Just food. It comes in the half cooked. We're just gonna heat it up and serve.
So it'll be basically a restaurant for prepared food?
Right.
Okay.
Where does the food come from, half cooked?
From Lowell, Massachusetts.
From a vendor?
No, it's another. It's a franchisee basically. So from the main franchise, they provide all the food and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, concerns regarding P&D Indian street food? Seeing none,
Yes.
looking for a motion.
Tony, I just had one question. Tony, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you getting a permit? Are you going to be building out the facility at all?
Sorry, I couldn't.
Are you going to be making any changes inside the facility? Will you be getting any building permit?
So we're basically just doing little interior part, like building a little separate section and stuff. And we already. Yeah, go ahead.
Just come in and apply for a building permit with a floor plan. And you'll need an occupancy permit.
Yeah, so actually my contractor, Carlos Guanacos, I think he already applied for the building permit.
Okay, great. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome.
All set.
Looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Sajal LLC doing business as P&D Indian Street Food for a common victualler license for the premises located at 17 Beale Street. Proposed manager Tony Patel. Proposed hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Closed on Tuesdays. Represented by Tony Patel.
Second on the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set, Mr. Patel. Just make sure that you check in with the health department before you
Sure.
open. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next is agenda item number 3, hearing regarding the request of Perth Hospitality LLC doing business as the Fours at Furnace Brook, 20 Reservoir Road, for a transfer of the all alcohol beverage club license currently held by Furnace Brook Golf Club, Inc. to change of license type for all alcohol beverage license to all alcohol, from all alcohol beverage club license to an all alcohol beverage restaurant license. Proposed manager is Timothy Colton Jr. Timothy, thank you for joining us today. Why don't you tell us what's going to happen up there at the Furnace Brook Golf Course? And you are on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Okay. So as of right now, we'll be looking to take over the clubhouse operations. So primarily from what we've seen that exists there now is it operates primarily as a bar and there's no real food. We are planning to reintroduce a food menu and hope for the full liquor license. I understand there's a club license right now. Trying to operate as we have in some of our other locations. We operate food and beverage at another golf course down in Plymouth. So we're hoping to try to emulate a lot of what we do down there. Hoping to expand the menu and have food and beverage obviously to go with it. For hours, hoping to resemble most of what we do already in Quincy, which is, something of a lunch and dinner, 11 to 9, obviously catering primarily to on-course activities. From our understanding, the events that have occurred there in the past, the city doesn't seem like it wants to push that side of it. So right now we're mostly focusing on just the day-to-day operations of what will go on there as far as food and beverage.
Very good, thank you. Any questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Seeing none, members of the board, any questions, concerns for Furnace Brook?
What were you looking for
Business as the
hours?
Fours?
So for hours, for I guess what we would say in season, so give or take, say, April through October. Probably something along the lines of like an 11 a.m. or a noon to maybe about 9 p.m., which from my understanding resembles what the hours were previously. Of course, out of season, it'd probably be more limited than that. Something maybe just evenings, like a 3 to 8, 3 to 7, depending on the kind of foot traffic we get. There's obviously a certain element of, we don't know quite what to expect because previously it was essentially a private club, and now that there's the opportunity for public foot traffic, we are hoping for increased, customer traffic. But at this point, it's kind of hard to tell. But as far as our hours right now, and considering that, if we have the license and we would start somewhere within the next, month or two, that would be in-season hours. So we'd probably be starting in that 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. time frame is what we're expecting.
Well, is that going to give you enough time so that if you're successful, you don't have to come back before the board? I mean, I don't have an issue if it was like an 11 to 11 or whatever. Because I know the club has stayed open a little bit later. They probably for functions. I don't know if that's the intent at some point.
So our understanding with the functions from what we received from the guidelines from the city was that in season, that's not going to be an emphasis. That'll be something more out of season. As far as staying open later than 9, we don't have an issue with that. What we see from our foot traffic here in the center is that at least on the weeknights, once 9 o'clock comes, it seems to quiet down a lot.
Well, you don't have to stay open past 9 if you don't want, but if you do have a function or something that runs a little bit late, you don't have to clear out at 9 either.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Oh yeah, that's fine. And as of right now, it sounds like that all functions have to be cleared through the mayor's office, is my understanding. It's not something that we could just book on our own. That's something that has to be cleared with someone from the city initially anyways. So we would probably have to verify the hours for each event as we book them if they ran later.
Excuse me if I might. So if you'd like, we can adjust the application to call for an 11 p.m. license, just so that you, like the chief said, you don't have to come back at a later date if something ran over.
We could even do it for 11 p.m. That's fine. I was just trying to, think of like a more practical time frame of what the, in reality, the hours would probably look like, but we can go till 11 p.m. I mean, we're 1 p.m. here, in the center. So, I mean, we're not usually, entertaining customers to that time, but, if the neighborhood is fine with 11 p.m., then that's fine with us. We have no problem maintaining the hours until that time.
Again, you don't have to stay open, but you've got the option if you do run late some night or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that way at least we wouldn't be out of violation of anything if we did have people there till 11 p.m. So that works great with us.
And I know it's been like that for the Furnace Brook Golf Course. They had they were there on occasion a little bit later, and there was no issues with the neighbors. So, and I know you guys run a pretty good business up the square.
Sure. Yeah, 11 p.m. would work great with us. That'd be fine.
Okay.
Any other questions, concerns from anyone?
Nope.
Any board members? Seeing none, we're looking for 2 motions. One motion on the transfer and a separate motion to change the license type.
I'd like to make a motion regarding the request of Perth Hospitality LLC doing business as the Poors at Furnace Brook, 20 Reservoir Road, for the transfer of the all alcoholic beverages club license currently held by Furnace Brook Golf Club, Inc., represented by Timothy Colton, Jr.
Second on the motion.
All in favor? Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Perth Hospitality LLC doing business as the Poors at Furnace Brook, 20 Reservoir Road, for a change of license type from all alcoholic beverages club license to an all alcoholic beverages restaurant license. Proposed hours of operation are 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Proposed manager is Timothy Colton Jr., represented by Timothy Colton Jr.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set, Tim. Thank you.
Thanks.
luck.
Have a nice day.
Good luck.
Next is agenda item number 4. Hearing regarding the request of Brother and Brother Inc. doing business as Lucky Dragon Restaurant at 21 Scammell Street for a transfer of their wine and malt beverage restaurant license currently held by Quincy Lucky Dragon Inc., doing business as Lucky Dragon Restaurant, proposed manager Bai Jin Chen and Martin Conley, attorney Martin Conley, here to represent Lucky Dragon Restaurant. Martin Conley, are you here on the call?
Did speak with him today as
It
well.
had, okay. This application was advertised on 2/24/2022. There was no need for a butter notification where it already wasn't existing. The application is complete. If the board members would entertain first any questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call. If you would like to move forward on this today, I see no reason that we can't. But if you don't feel comfortable and want to wait to hear from Martin Conley for the applicant, we can certainly continue this till the next hearing.
I'm okay to go.
Okay.
Does anyone know these operators? Or are they new to us?
My understanding is they're relatives of the existing owners, but I do not know them other than that.
Okay.
But
Why don't
we can continue it.
Why
if
don't we continue
you
it?
want.
Yeah, let's continue it. It doesn't seem like it's something that, we already got the advertisement in the paper. So we'll wait to hear. I mean, they may be expanding. I'm not sure what their plans are for that. And let's also go to agenda item number 1. Here regarding the request of the Magic Bowl LLC. Is there somebody on the call for the Magic Bowl?
And I can move that till the 22nd in case something changed with their purchase, and that's why they're not here.
Okay, yes, please do so.
Detective Brown did try to reach out to them, and he did not answer his phone just now.
Okay, all right. If you are all in agreement with continuing agenda item number 1 and agenda item number 4 until March 22nd.
Motion to continue both cases to March 22nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. In other business, I did want to propose a change to the November 2022 license board hearing dates so that the hearing date does not fall on election day or Thanksgiving week. From November 8th and November 22nd to November 1st and November 15th.
I don't have
Okay.
a problem with that.
Okay, all right. And looking for a motion to accept the minutes from the February 22nd hearing and waive the reading.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And our next hearing is March 22nd, 2022. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank
Second.
you. Have a nice night.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, guys.